Hey, hey, we are live. Go ahead and give me a woot woot in chat. Woot woot if you are here with me today. We got some different things happening. We're going to throw them at you a little bit. Let me turn down the game or the music just a tad for you guys. Yeah, we got lots of stuff to do today. We're going to throw it over. Now you are going to just see my face, interact with me in this. I don't know why it's squished for you guys. It is very strange. I'm looking at it right here on the live feed and it looks so squished. I don't know what's happening. I started using Streamlabs and it's messed with the resolution of my output, and I don't know. I don't get it. I don't understand it. I have to play around with it a little bit more. But today, what we are going to do is I have some white vans, and we're going to do. We're going to start coming up with a design for them. I got my white vans, still new, fresh out the box. I've never had a pair of white vans before, so we are going to do some design work a little bit. So I'm gonna do a little bit of doodling on this with pencil, and maybe coming up with a theme. I kind of have a theme, like I have a superhero theme that I want to do, but I'm not sure. And then probably part of the way through the stream, my wife is going to bring me Chipotle, which is delicious. But yeah, let's do one shoe for now. Grab the other shoe laters. But yeah, so kind of the big thing that I really want to work on. Ooh, that bright catches there. But do you have white New Balance? So, oh my gosh, I cannot wait to be in full dad mode with cargo pants, cargo shorts, like a Hawaiian shirt, or like a button up like bowler shirt, kind of like on 2.5 Men, what Charlie Sheen wore, like one of those kind of shirts, or a t-shirt from like a college I didn't attend and it's tucked in, sunglasses, and a hat worn the right way with the bill slightly curved, and my white New Balance with white socks that like I can pull up. I can't wait. Can't wait to be like white suburban dad. All right, so one of the big things that I want to do, let's light adjust, is really I want to make use of this space here. So this front section is where a lot of the art I want to do. This stuff here is going to be very difficult, I think, for me to get anything in there with like any sort of precision. The back, I think, would be really cool because it's nice and firm. We could do something kind of cool with that. But the front, that's the real estate I'm worried about. That's what I want to use. And so I got a pencil. Let's see how well pencil shows up. Oh yeah, that's gonna work. I don't even know if you guys can see that little mark. Right there, that little dot right there. But yeah, so I don't actually want that dot there. But so I'm going to kind of sketch out what I want to do first, and then come up with, I gotta get the right paints and all that stuff. But I want a plan for this. So my original idea was to do, here, let me go to a darker screen over there. That way we don't get so much glare. I kind of wanted to do something to the effect of like a superhero theme. And I was thinking my favorite Marvel hero is the Sentry. I was thinking about doing one shoe the Sentry and the other shoe the Void. I think that'd be super cool. I think it'd be really cool. Most people wouldn't get it, which is fine. The shoes are for me. Um, but I really want. I think it'd be really really cool. Um, but I'd have to set like the. I have to figure out what kind of poses I want to do if I'm going to go with art that has kind of already been done. So yeah, let me see if I can throw something over here for you guys, so you guys can see my see what I'm looking at here. Chrome, sure. Okay, so you guys are seeing that. You don't need to see that. I want to see that one. Yeah. That's taking up the whole thing, so we will shrink that up just a tad. And then, let me see. Let's bump me over here. And then let's move this down here. There we go. That way you guys can kind of see what I'm doing. I think that'll be helpful. You can see I got my superhero background. It's my Justice League background. I thought it's really cool. It's a nice dark background theme for Chrome. I'm excited. So let's look up some Sentry stuff. Robert Reynolds. Sentry. Let's go with some images. Let's find some good stuff. Let's find some good images of the Sentry. Now, I'm a fan of using like this kind of stuff. And look at this. Look at this title. 10 worst things Sentry has done in Marvel Comics. Sentry is, he's not a, he wants to be a good guy so bad, but he is not a good guy. That's the kind of art I wish I could do. Like that right there. Ooh. Just the sculpting, the way it looks like there's actual material over his body. It'd be so good. The Sentry is... Grid, you're baiting me. I love the Sentry. So this is the Sentry. This image here is essentially all you need to know about the Sentry. If you are a Sentry novice. So the guy in the center is Robert Reynolds. He was an addict, and he was looking to get his next fix, and he stumbled into a lab and injected himself with whatever chemical he could find. And when he did, it was a chemical, it was the super soldier serum that Captain America took, but it was like 100,000 times more potent, because they were trying to replicate it. And it was more potent, and it didn't kill him, but what it did was it gave him immense power. And the way that they describe his power is that it's that of 1,000,000 exploding suns, whatever that means. So if our current sun went supernova, that 1,000,000 times, which is ridiculous. But the way that they kind of explained it again in the comics is that the molecules in his body, the atoms in his body, are just a hair outside of the timeline. They vibrate outside of reality, which gives him crazy powers. So when he is the person on the right, when he is the Sentry, he is what he imagines a superhero to be. Like Superman archetype, very big energy controlling paragon. He can fly multiple times the speed of light. He is, his senses, he has once in a comic panel talked about hearing a butterfly flap its wings in Africa when he was at Avengers Tower. He is crazy powerful. But so, because of his origin and him being an addict and not being mentally well, um, all the serum did for him wasn't just give him power. It also gave power to his damaged psyche, and so what happened is it created two personalities. One being the Sentry as the hero, and the other being the Void, which is his villain. And for the longest time, he did not know that he was both Sentry and Void. He, in one of his first solo run, he feared the Void as a separate entity. If the Sentry is all that is good that he imagines a hero to be, the Void is all that is evil that he imagines a villain to be. But yeah, Paragon's kind of like your Superman archetype of hero, big, strong, invulnerable, fly type, big, broad chest kind of hero. But yeah, the Sentry is so cool because he's more than just a Superman knockoff. Like, surface level, totally get why people think he's a Superman knockoff, but he is Superman with a Superman who needs to go to therapy. And in fact, in the House of M storyline, he where they talk about No More Mutants, Robert Reynolds is in therapy, and his doctor in that universe where there was no more mutants was Doctor Strange. But no, the Sentry is such a cool character. Talking about like what, to me, he is a character. He is a hero who didn't deserve his powers, and he has to deal with that. We always kind of talk about, like, in superhero media, like, oh, they deserve that power. They're meant for that power. They're destined for it. He wasn't. He stumbled in, and it was by freak accident that he, an addict, someone who was not a good person to start with, became one of the most powerful beings in Marvel Comics. But yeah, so there's some really cool things that he does. Some of his feats of strength. He rips Ares, the god of war, in half. Trigger warning, very gruesome entrails. So he rips Ares, brother of Hercules, or half brother of Hercules. He rips the god of war in half. And underneath you see villains and heroes alike standing there in awe of his power. This is when he has been very manipulated by Norman Osborn, Green Goblin, into embracing the Void. But they call back to it, but they have the King of Black ripping the Sentry in half. They call back to it there with the King of Black, which I thought was super cool. Or King in Black. Yeah. So it's super cool, and really he's kind of just as strong as he needs to be for the current storyline that he's in. If his solo run was really well done, when he was put in the New Avengers, they didn't really know what to do with him. It's hard when he is as strong as he is. One of the times that we first meet the Sentry, he in the New Avengers lineup, is he has placed himself on the raft, and it's kind of self-imprisoned himself there, and there is a big kind of escape, and and so he decides to help out and ends up snatching up Carnage, taking him to the edge of the atmosphere, and ripping him in half. Kind of his big thing. He always likes to say, should I throw him into the sun? Do you want me to throw him into the sun? I can throw him into the sun. Do you want me to throw him into the sun? Ooh, Great Christian Grid. A Sentry is known for uh, being friends with kind of an unlikely hero. So he has a lot of relationships in Marvel Comics, which I think is super cool. One being, to kind of explain some of his relationships, he had to make sure that the Void didn't come out and cause chaos. He had to make everyone in the Marvel Universe forget who he was, including himself. One of the people that he had to make forget was Spider-Man, and Spider-Man gave him, took a picture of him for the Daily Bugle, and I don't know if it has that picture. It's a very kind of what the Sentry would look like in real life kind of picture, very Alex Ross look. Gave him that. But one of the heroes that Sentry has a great relationship with, one, because of his powers. So the Sentry's kind of golden aura that he has, because he is called the Golden Guardian of Good, it's a calming effect. It soothes people around him. And so it works really well when he's interacting with the Hulk. And so the Hulk is actually a really good friend of the Sentry. The Hulk is terrified of the Void. Like, when the Hulk feels fear, he fears the Void. It's interesting. So there was a story where they had to go into the negative zone, and the Sentry had to take the Sentry and Hulk went in there. And Sentry had to tell him, it's like, my powers are opposite here. I'm weak here, but the Void is strong here. And the Void ended up breaking every bone in the Hulk's body because Sentry Robert Reynolds couldn't contain it. And it took a while before Hulk could regenerate and heal. He was laying there after they got out of the negative zone. He laid there on the ground, like, in pain because bones in his body were broken and still hadn't healed yet. His aura gives a calming effect, which is super cool.
Chipotle.
No, it's one of the kind of more nuanced parts of his powers, I feel like, which is super cool. It doesn't get talked about. She already left. But I'm sure she would say hi back. It doesn't get talked about enough. One of the things that gets talked about, though, with it is they try to use it during the World War Hulk storyline, where we see the Hulk enraged. And what's really cool about that is Reed Richards creates a machine that mimics just the light that the Sentry gives off, because they try to get the Sentry to come and help. But one of the things with Robert Reynolds is that he wasn't just a former addict. Clawley! Hello, Clawley. But with Robert Reynolds, he wasn't just a former addict. He also has a lot of phobias. One of those is agoraphobia. He is frightened, and sometimes he cannot go out and save people because he can't be around people. He doesn't like public things or being around lots of people. It gives him too much anxiety. It is a fear for him. And so he was having a rough time during the World War Hulk part of comics, and he couldn't bring himself to take a step out the door, and there were heroes that were begging him to come out and help save the planet from the Hulk. So Reed Richards made a machine that mimicked his golden aura, but Hulk saw through that and ended up destroying it and ended up getting really mad. But yeah, so Clawley, we're going to design some white vans, and I have a favorite superhero, and we're gonna do stuff with him. Man, I need toys of the Sentry bad. Like I want that. Give me that. That is an amazing, such an epic bearded Sentry. This is when he's in the raft. He kind of has secluded himself there. I need that as a figurine bad. Oh yeah, there was a time when he was one of the 4 horsemen of the apocalypse, but he kind of just went off and did his own thing. This is his, like, he has always existed. This is his golden age look. A Sentry Funko. I'm telling you, if they put the Sentry in the MCU, we will get a sweet Funko. That's a good one. It's a good pose. I like this. I like the kind of in-flight coming at us pose. So there's a really interesting version of the Sentry. Let's see if I can find it. So right here on the right, you can see him in a red suit with his hair black, and he has that kind of black lightning that's emanating around him. So there was a story where it ended up with the Sentry and the Void fusing their powers together into Robert Reynolds. Like, it was those personalities ended up compromising, and so Robert Reynolds had full reign of his abilities, but without Robert out of it. So they took the human aspect out of the 3 personalities and left just the Sentry and the Void together as one personality, which was super interesting. Because there was this whole thing with, like, he could only be the Sentry inside of to get his kind of heroing out and to fight the Void, he had to go inside of his mind. And it was a really weird thing. But yeah, let's try to find a cool pose that I can kind of use. I like this. Gosh, that is such a good... let me see if I can get that blown up a little bit. No. Put a link in a new tab. But I want to make it bigger. That's what she said. I know. Let me see. Let me save image as. Keep that in downloads. Okay. Yeah. Let's let me change this to I need to add a new source. No, that should be it. It should be under that one. How dare you? Should be window. Photos. No. No, not that one. Aha! There it is. Alright, so let's use that as our kind of guide. But first, Chipotle time. Aw, sorry, Clawley. It was telling Grid that I was streaming different things. I'm using Streamlabs for the first time, and it's doing weird things, like it's messing with the aspect ratio on the stream, because I have the stream pulled up too, and it's making things look very compressed. Because on my Streamlabs, everything is still in my widescreen aspect ratio. my very ultra wide look. So I have to fiddle around with some things. It could be something on my end. So I don't know. I like using Twitch Studio. I think it's really user friendly. They just don't have a lot of the same things I can do with Streamlabs. You said you got alerts, but they say, did this one say Witcher for tonight? Because it should have just said chatting and artsy stuff or something like that. Chatting and artsy things. All right. So let's see. How am I going to do this? Stop it. Stop it, Grid. You'll make me sad. So I'm going to look at this and see how I can not mess this up. Tonight said Witcher? Weird. I'm going to have to look at it. So let's see. Let's isolate some of these shapes. Got a fist here. Oh no, let's move that fist down a little bit. So Clawley, how's everything been going? I don't think we're gonna have ZD tomorrow, just because Sarah was under the impression that we were going to watch it Saturday, not tomorrow. So I think she got a little mixed up. But so I don't know. Let's see. Head shape is gonna come in here. Kind of a circly shape. So what I'm doing is just kind of, let me wait for the light to catch up. I'm just kind of isolating the shapes a little bit to kind of give the fist shapes and then the face right here. Yeah, I know I told her tomorrow. But I think that's gonna look okay. So let's get some of these arm shapeliness in there. You know, a lot of people say that, but like, you'd be surprised what you could do once you practice at it a little bit. Like, I haven't drawn in a long time. I've just been kind of getting back into it lately, which has been it's been such like, it's been very therapeutic, especially with my job right now. I'm dealing with some management issues that I feel like could be resolved if I don't know. I feel like a lot of it could just be resolved if there's communication reinforcement, if an outside agency stepped in and audited us for behavior. But unless, you know, there's money being used in different places, I doubt if anything's going to happen. But I pretty much got told today to suck it up, which I told them, well, it looks like you're going to need to find a new teacher soon. Because if that's how you want to play this, like, I don't have to be here. I've turned down jobs. Like, I'm here because I wanted to do good here. I wanted to make a difference here. I didn't want to be worked to the bone because you can't attract or keep enough staff. That's not my problem. But yet I'm having to deal with the repercussions of it. Something like that so far. Wait for that to catch up. Something like that a little bit. See some of those shapes starting to form. But, oh, thank you, Clawley. I enjoy drawing. It's a lot of fun. I'll do some art lessons with my guys at my center. And they enjoy them. They kind of complain when I don't sit down and do stuff for them. But they enjoy it, and they always ask for it. One, because I think it's something different for them to do. They get to use their hands. They get to be creative. The part that I'm really firm on is that I don't do anything for you. I will model something, but I won't ever draw a line for you. Because art is as much about the expression as it is about the practice. You will never be a better artist if you don't actually move the pencil or move your instrument to make the art. If you keep it all up here but never apply it, your progress is only going to be halted. It's never going to advance. Need a Century movie, but it'd be all jokes. Yeah, the Century movie needs to be does not need to be a dramedy. Like, I don't even think that they should pitch it as a hero movie. It should be as much a superhero movie as what the Watchmen movie was supposed to be, because the whole Watchmen story wasn't so much superheroes. It was about the politics of superheroes and how they would culturally impact time and everything, the world, how they would be used politically and things like that. So I feel like the Century would have to be something like that. It would have to be something atmospheric. It would have to be gritty. And before Zack Snyder did Man of Steel, I thought he was the perfect director for it, because it would have laid right into his color palette, his style, his kind of, people criticize his kind of bleak look in movies, and I think the Century plays right into that really well. But I think a great director, though, would be Darren Aronofsky. Oh man, if he wrote and directed a Century movie, I'd watch it in theaters 10 times in a row. Don't even care. The cauliflower rice is very delicious today. How's it look so far? Hold on. There we go. He's not a very well-known hero, and that's okay. Like, not everyone has to be in love with the same things I am. I just really good. Thank you. I appreciate that, Clawley. I've often thought, what if I should go back and get even like a digital media degree or something, but I don't know if I have the time or money for that now. But I've got a couple of job prospects, some more entertaining than others. Oh man, I've got a job opportunity that may swing my way. I feel like I have a solid shot because I've already done preliminary interviews and like a recorded interview for it. But it's like a big city government position. And I don't have government experience, but like I feel like I have a good shot. added a new song into the playlist for just my, music in the background that you're listening to. Something I finished today. This is not it. But my daughter Ellie really likes this one. Oh, facial features are no fun. Just getting a little rough start on them. Man, I love his arched eyebrows in this. They're so good. And this artist, I don't even know who did this. This Century, but man, they did such a great job giving him this very serious, but he looks confident, which is very strange for the Century. Oh, this is the new one. This is the new one I made. It's just all atmosphere. Nothing weighty, nothing distracting, really. Just atmospheric lines or atmospheric melodic lines. Halo? You think this is very, like, Halo-ish? Is that what you're saying, Grid? Retro? Yes? Hello? I'm lost. I don't know what you're talking about. I feel like I'm out of the loop. Oh yeah, I could do that. Like atmospheric music. Get that. How's that looking so far for facial features? Just kind of slowly getting it out of there. Oh, you don't like being that close. I haven't drawn on shoes before. This is fun. It's very different. I'm usually just doodling on paper, so this is very different. I like this though. Thank you. Yeah, it's very rough right now. I'm just kind of getting things where they're supposed to be, and then I'm gonna go back, like, off camera and really like zone in on everything. So one of the things that I did when I was a kid was I had some comic books, and so I would just redraw what I saw. I didn't trace, but I would just redraw, like different scenes happening, different characters, and that to me was like the best sort of like art training I had, because I had to start getting proportions and like kind of mimicking the art of others, so I could kind of figure out what my art style was. It's kind of like what you do with writing, and music classes. You have to learn what others do so you can come up with your own style. Oh, so much fine detail. my guys will want to see. They've been asking me, because they know I bought some Vans, and they've been asking me what I'm going to put on there and if I've started yet. Actually asked me today, so that's what kind of gave me the first thoughts about doing this on stream. Now the cape. Cape shape. And we gotta go this way? Yeah, this way. Cape's gonna be a little bit different because I already messed up. Did not anticipate the shoe moving there, so I messed up. Well, that's pretty close. I would hate to copy this person's art exactly and not give them credit. So before I go, I need to figure out who did this work. It's on the wiki. There. And there. And there. Let's see. It's got to go over there. Come over. Go up. A little bit of that action. Ooh, catch up, catch up. There we go. A little bit there. How's that looking? Hair's gonna be a pain. Oh, thank you, Clawley. That's very nice of you. You're buttering me up a whole lot. My chat box looks weird. Let me get bigger. Do it this way. Oh, that does stretch it. I don't like that. But that's okay. I'll leave it like that. Thank you, Grid. I like having chat up on the screen. Alright. Let's work on the hair. So his forehead goes back kind of far. So let's do everyone's favorite segment. Controversial opinions about non-controversial topics. Shoe edition. Okay. I'm currently not wearing shoes. I've got socks on. So, if you are wearing, now Clawley, with women it's usually different because my wife wears like these like no-show socks that are it's like a little thin like piece of fabric that just has an elastic that goes over the heel and one that goes over the toe, so it looks weird. But if you are wearing shoes like this that are very low, socks or no socks, I cannot wear shoes without socks. I have to wear socks with shoes. I would wear either, if I'm wearing these with shorts, I'm going to wear like tall socks. If I'm wearing these with pants, then I'll probably wear ankle socks. But ankle socks sometimes can rub in the back of the shoe here. But yes, socks. Okay. Now I know like with certain kinds of shoes, like boat shoes, it's better not to wear socks because if you're like on the deck of a boat and the water washes in, it's better not to have socks because one, you'll have wet socks, but the water doesn't escape your shoe, and it can give you breeding ground for like bacteria and stuff. Let's see. Grid's opinion: it is stupid to spend more than $30 on toddler shoes. Facts. I agree with that, especially if they're going to outgrow them. Now, so one of the guys I work with, he buys his son like expensive like Nikes and stuff, like $50, $60, $70 like kid shoes Nikes. And I'm like, oh my gosh. He's like, but I resell them. He's like, I get most of the money back. He's like, I resell them for like 80% of what I paid. I'm like, okay, that is, to me, makes more sense. It's not something I would do, but it makes more sense. Because there's people always looking to save a buck, and making sure their kids look good. You hate heels and never wear them. A lot of women are like that. You know what I like to tell? The story I like to tell, that heels were invented for men. Most things that women use now were made for men. Makeup, heels, all made for men. Heels were made so European men's calves looked more appealing because that was supposed to be like the vanity muscle, was like the calf muscle in a leg. And so when you see like European paintings where they like have their leg kind of perched out and you can see their calf and it's nice and round, and they wear raised heeled shoes. Yeah, heels were made for men. Have you ever, Clawley, have you ever watched the choreographer and dancer Giannis Marshall? He is a man who like almost primarily dances in heels, and him and his other dancers are phenomenal. Like, oh my gosh. They do some pretty intense choreography in heels. They do a lot of stuff with women in heels too, but like, to me, I feel like I get more excited about it because you just don't see that trend nowadays. Todrick Hall has a video called Nails, Hair, Hip, Heels or something like that, and it's him and a whole bunch of dancers dancing in heels, and it's a whole bunch of male dancers dancing in heels. It's not appropriate, not kid appropriate, but it is a fun song, and they're just dancing in heels the whole time. It is impressive. Now I'm going to use my pencil to make the hair follicles, but these are going to get erased later, because I'm going to do this with different paint and different color paint, because I don't want to have to go over the pencil. But this is really just so I can have a guide over what it's going to look like. And it's going to look weird because he is blonde. He's very blonde. But now a lot of women I've come to realize don't like wearing heels. I think it's great. Like why put yourself through it? Like like I've stepped on someone's heels and stuff before and tried to put them on, and they were almost big enough, and I was like, nope, I don't want to have to do a balancing act when I walk. And I've seen women who put on heels who aren't used to it, and they, you can definitely tell they're uncomfortable. I'm just like, no, wear flats. Do what you want to do. There's no reason to wear heels if you don't have to, or if you don't want to. Wear heels for a show. I haven't had the opportunity to wear heels for any sort of like musical or anything. I think if Saint Joe did Kinky Boots, I would definitely want to audition for that because I think it'd be a great experience. Go for the hair there. It's a little start on it. I don't have it quite as long as his. It's kind of my start. Now let's make the little fist. So the fist, the knuckles are in a straight line, but they do arch up and over that line. Fuck finding heels, they just really hurt. Especially my feet, that's not what I have to wear. Grandma shoes to help. Like circulation shoes. That happens. Like with how much my legs fall asleep when I'm standing sometimes, I'm probably gonna have to wear like compression socks soon to help with circulation. I'm not looking forward to it. Because one, I don't like wearing long sport shoes. Oh, okay. Yeah, I do not. I'm not looking forward to certain aspects of getting older and having to deal with that kind of stuff. Because I don't like wearing long socks in general. Look at all this hair on my face. It does not stop. So, like, having hairy legs and long socks is no fun. I'm sure with quarantine, Claudia, you know what I'm talking about. Hairy legs. My wife's got them right now. It happens, especially when you're married. But I don't care. One fist down. Oh, get in the focus. There we go. One fist down. So the other fist. Ooh, this one we got it. We get more of the side. So, okay, how am I gonna navigate that? Let's do a line going that way. And there. There. I feel like I need to pay attention to the thumb a little bit more than what I usually would. Okay. That's not looking too bad yet. Oh, thank you, Koali. I appreciate that. I am not like studied in art. I have a very big appreciation for it, and I love to do art. It is one of my favorite like hobbies. Art, making music, all that kind of stuff, or just I like I kind of have this philosophy of, if I'm not good at something, I try my best to at least be okay at it. Um, I'm very much one of those who likes to be a jack of all trades. Um, so I like to sing, I like to draw, create, write music. There's just lots of different things I like to do. Oh, the lance. Oh. Hold on. I might be able to pull it up. Give me a mo. There's that other fist. If I can get this a little bit there. It's difficult to do when it's that small. I can't get the same level of detail. Let me see if I can pull up the lance. Let's do that. Let me open that up. Okay. And let's do... No. Yes. Bam. There we go. So let me... So I did that character, Clawley. That's for a game that Grid is gonna run. We get to be superheroes. So I made this character. He is like all tatted up and stuff. His stance is based off of an image of Tony Jaa, who is a martial artist and actor that I found. And so it's kind of a Muay Thai stance, a little bit. A resting Muay Thai stance. But kind of where I got the idea for the shorter shorts. Thank you. There we go. The cauliflower rice in the Chipotle bowls now is so good. I don't feel like I'm like chomping through rice ball after rice ball. Alright, let's do something with these arms. Now, in certain pictures, he is like sculpted. Like, looks like he's made of marble. But this one, he looks strong. He looks more like a classic kind of strong man look, which is fine by me. That means I have to put less detail into this on this aspect. Since I kind of pushed with the proportions a little bit, I'm kind of having to make up some of this. Add some detail to the cape just a little bit. There we go. A little bit of that action there. I think that looks pretty good. What do you guys think? I think it looks pretty good for a first go around. Thank you. Yeah. Yeah, I definitely need to really especially with the eyes. I'm not gonna do the eyes now because I'm gonna have to, like, with my eyesight and this kind of a this lead, it's because it's 0.09. I'm gonna have to go with a little finer lead and look at that. But yeah, what could we do for background type things? Let me minimize that. Oh goodness, what happened here? Why is it covering everything? It's terrible. Oh no, we don't want to stretch it too much. Let's leave it like that. We'll leave it like that. That's fine. All right, what can we do for things behind him? I kind of want to do lots of stuff with gold, with some of his powers. Like, I like this. If I could paint with a golden hue, that'd be so good. Let me see. I want to see who did this art because I want to give them credit. Art by Adi Granov. Adigranov. Adi Granov. So if you want to check out more of his art, it's from, yeah. Let's actually look at his page, see what he's done. Oh, he's done a lot of stuff. Done a lot of stuff for Marvel. Wow. So, Adi Granov. So very impressive artist there. Yeah, I want to play on the gold look because the Void's colors are very like this reddish and purple. Like red when he's like in this kind of scorpion spider form thing, and then purple when he is more humanoid. He almost, like, sometimes in the comics he will look like a man in a black trench coat, or a black with purple highlight trench coat. So it's always really interesting. But yeah, we need to come up with some either color scheme or, like, I like the whole lightning around him look. So I need to come up with what I'm going to decide for is going to be like the energy around him. But yeah. Oh, that's cool. Earth 90211 Sentry. He's got like a ponytail. That's cool. That's super neat. That could be a cool idea for a game, Grid, is play other Earth versions of classic heroes, classic Marvel heroes, where you can kind of, create a certain Earth and then come up with your own interpretation of what that character would be. But yeah, I even like that. The kind of power that's emanating from him look. I need to get that solo run. I've read them a few times, but I don't own them. I need to be able to do art like that. This is that kind of fully realized Sentry with him having the void mixed in with him look, which is cool. Oh, you've done it? That's cool. That could be a lot of fun. This was a neat moment. Sentry stopped Terrax with one arm like it was nothing. He's got a lot of cool feats. But I think this is going to be it for today. Thank you, Clawley. Thank you, Grid, for hanging out with me. It has been a good time. I didn't know how this was going to work with drawing and chatting and streaming, so I think it turned out okay, and I think this is going to look pretty interesting once we get more detail on it. Yeah, I think it's going to look pretty good once we get more on it. Check me out on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, all at Mr. Retro, MMRRETRO. That's 2 M's, 2 R's, ETRO. If you are watching this on YouTube, thank you, because not everybody does. And not everyone sticks out all the way to the end, so thank you. If you would, hit that like and subscribe button. And yeah, thank you, Grid. Thank you, Clawley. I will talk to you guys later. Clawley, I'm almost back into the mindset to hop onto the server. So if I see you there, we could do some fun projects together. So, I'll catch you guys later. Bye.